All right. Welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III here. I'm your host. If this is your first time listening, I appreciate you joining in. We actually have had a little bit of a break for a few days here. I've been traveling and closing out some business out in California, but I am excited to be back with you, and I want to talk to you today about a really important subject. It's one that I think is going to make a big difference for a lot of people that are dealing with different things in their lives right now. But let me start real quick with the quote of the day. The quote of the day is, "It's not the situation, it's your reaction to the situation." Once again, it's not just the situation, it's your reaction to the situation. I want to ask you, what do you think of yourself? Do you think you're a proactive or a reactive person? Do you feel like you generally tend to take the victim role, or do you take responsibility? Do you control the pace of your life, or do you kind of wait for signals to do other things? This quote that I just gave you, it reminds me this morning of a pretty important principle and lesson I learned, and I continue to learn sometimes in my life. And that's that you have to stop looking outside yourself for solutions to your problems. You have to stop looking for other people, other resources, items, things, places, situations that are outside yourself, outside your control if you want to create the life that you want to live. So many of us are facing challenges. Look, it's part of life, whether it's in your business, your personal life, your finances. You might feel like you are struggling with your finances. You might feel like you're struggling with your business. You might feel like you're struggling with a relationship. What is it that you happen to be struggling with right now? What do you feel you're looking for? What is it you feel is missing from your life? Are you hoping to find or discover something that's going to take you to a new level, create change in your life, help you with more happiness, more fulfillment? I want you to step back from your life right now and your situation, and I want you to just think about a couple of things. So many times I feel like in my life and a lot of people that I talk with, especially clients and partners and things that I've worked with and mentored with in the past, so many times we're searching for things outside ourselves, outside our lives, outside our influence. If I could just get that one opportunity, if I could get that one thing, if I could meet that right person, if I could, develop that one skill that I don't have. It's not only a problem when we do this, but it's causing a perception that's going to be an ongoing issue in our life. And we have to realize that depending or needing things outside of yourself will always be outside your control. It'll always lead you to a place where you feel like you don't have what you need to be able to create change, overcome obstacles, situations. And so it will always be a strategy that is not ultimately the best way to create change in your life. You have to learn to recognize that it is possible to create what you need to overcome your circumstances, your challenges, go to the next level up, create a life with the things that you already have. It is possible to create the happiness, the success, the progress, the fulfillment with the resources, talents, and abilities that you've already been given in your life. Now, it may be hard, to see that, but it doesn't make it any less true. Faith is always believing in something that you can't see. A great example of that is the laws of the universe, gravity, things like that. They're excellent examples of things that you can't see, but are true, and they're going to be true whether you believe it or not. I remember about 10 years ago, I was in a place where I had really been super successful in my life, had a marriage, kids, and things like that, and I had gotten to a place where I had really had some big business failures. It doesn't really matter necessarily what the situation was, but I had felt at the time that they were massive failures. I had gone through divorce, a lot of personal, issues that I was dealing with. And I remember the situation really clearly because I remember telling myself, in that situation, if only this had happened, if only this was happening, if I could just catch a break, if I could just have, some benefits of some things, all of those things that I was looking for were outside myself. And all of those things I was looking for were things that I felt I needed in my life to make a change. And I remember sitting and listening to an audiobook by Napoleon Hill. one of the fathers of personal development, and he was saying to himself that he had gotten to a place in the Great Depression time where he had lost everything, his 600-acre ranch, everything that he owned, and he was really questioning everything that he had. And he was asking himself, look, how can the father of modern-day personal development be struggling so much personally? He felt like a total failure. He felt like he was, an imposter of what he had been teaching his whole life. And then it dawned on him that if he just shifted this problem and circumstance and situation that he had to be an opportunity to really show that the principles he was teaching most of his life could help him to overcome the challenges that he had, if he just shifted his perspective, kind of like the quote that we had a little bit earlier where I said it's not the situation, it's your reaction to the situation. Napoleon Hill realized that if he shifted what he did, he would make a big difference. And that's when he went on to write Think and Grow Rich and many other really, really amazing publications that to this day get used and quoted all over the world. And so why am I telling you all this? I'm telling you all this because I believe the solution to your problems that you have or the problems you may face in your life and overcoming all the challenges that you have are inside you. You have the ability. You are stronger than you think. You have the abilities that are either dormant or just not unleashed yet that you can use to create everything you need or want to create in your life. You just have to do a couple of things. Number one, you've got to commit to push through. You can do it. You've overcome some amazing things in your life already. Every one of us has. You've just got to make a commitment to push through. And also you have to recognize that you do have the ability to learn and grow. That even though you may not be able to overcome certain things right now, you are never going to quit until you develop the skills that you need to get there. And you also have to you have to disconnect from the outcome. I think for me, when I was struggling and when I've had times in my life that struggle, I have to learn to disconnect from the outcome and sort of get myself lost in the process of growth, lost in the process of going to the next level, lost in the process of doing whatever it takes to, most importantly, persist until I win. Just continue to go. Les Brown has a saying that, I always think of when I think of this topic. He always says, it's not over until I win. It's not over until you win. And my business partner, Robert Stuberg, has, and I've shared in the past, these key virtues that he always refers to: faith, courage, resolve, compassion, and gratitude. Because those are the things that help him to remember that he can get through anything, you can get through anything, so long as you have faith, courage, resolve, compassion, and gratitude. These key virtues in your life are going to ensure that you're going to be successful no matter what you do. So here's what I'd like you to do. I just want to kind of challenge you a bit. I'd like you to kind of identify and clarify a problem or a situation or something that you have in your life, whether you're consciously or subconsciously thinking about it, because it's affecting how you're living your life right now. Identify and clarify something. You have to admit and be honest with yourself and vulnerable as to where you are right now. Don't try to sugarcoat it. Don't try to make yourself believe something that's not true. If you're struggling with an area in your life, I want you to identify and clarify what that is. Then I want you to just make a decision and a determination that you're going to do whatever it takes to push through it. Acknowledge and accept that you yourself, without needing help from anyone else, can do it, that you can get through. And then I want you to just start. I don't want you to worry about the path, the plan, the solutions, all the details you need. Just start moving. Because when you start moving, that's when action creates attraction. That's when your plan will start to come together. It's process and action that help your plan come together. And remember this: each day that you persist, each day that you can consistently take steps towards your goal, every day you can tell yourself that was the hardest day you're ever going to face moving forward, because every day you'll make progress. So even though you might have had the toughest day in your life, just remember that was the toughest you're going to have with that situation, because as you learn and grow and move forward, things will start to get easier. And you were tough enough to do it before and to get through things before in your life, and you're stronger now. And the same thing's going to happen over and over, so long as you make the decision that you're going to continue to grow and you're going to continue to do what it takes to get towards your goals and get through the problems that you have. So it's up to you at this point. You need to decide. Are you that person that's going to continue to persist, that's going to take the ball and run with it? Or are you going to be waiting for something else in your life to happen, waiting for something to come into your life that's going to take you to the next level? I certainly hope you're the kind of person that's just going to take control, take responsibility, and follow through with your goals. I know you can do it. There's absolutely everything in you already that you need to overcome the challenges and things that you have. And that's the message I wanted to share with you. It's one I've learned myself. It's a lesson that I feel like I've continued to remind myself of whenever I have any difficult situations or challenges in my life. And I hope it's something that'll help you. I look forward to helping you a little bit more. I've got some really cool stuff that's going to be coming up over the next couple of weeks. We have some people in town really curating the content we're going to be sharing with you, so I'm excited about that as well. And so I hope you have an amazing day. That's our message for today, and this has been the Daily Mastermind. My name is George Wright III. Have an amazing day.